Uncle. Two.
You saying hello?
Hi.
You pretending?
Hi. 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 Hi.
All right. I think they heard you, babe. All right.
Mommy.
Whoops, my hair is a disaster.
Your hair is disaster.
I said disaster.
I said disaster.
It's a disaster.
Hi guys. Hi guys. Hi guys.
You showing them your makeup? Did you do a good job on your makeup?
Hi.
Lip stain on my eyes.
This take out my eyes.
Because I'm crazy.
I kissy.
Yeah. Oh, you silly goose. Okay. You ready? Okay, sit down. Let's talk to our friends, okay? All right. I apologize in advance.
I apologize for that.
We apologize in advance for my current look.
My color.
My current look. I just got home last night from the homeschooling convention, the FPEA. I missed you.
I missed you.
And I got, let's see, it was like a whirlwind. I got home at that's the Illinois girl in me. I got home at like midnight. Yeah. So, and I left, bless you, Thursday afternoon. Got home on Saturday night. Are you ready to play with your toy now?
Huh.
Okay. I'm gonna do a haul of everything I got at FPEA this year. Annabeth is anxiously awaiting to play with this, so I'll just show you this right away, and I'll explain it in a little bit. So I got her this No Mess play foam. She will show us how to make a mess with it, I'm sure. What color do you want to use?
Orange.
You want to use orange, okay. All right, sit down right here. She's attached at my hip now that I'm home. She really missed me.
Yeah.
I really missed her. There you go, sit right there. Okay, so, FPEA this year was a whirlwind. I know you're probably gonna hear this a lot from a lot of people that the setup wasn't the best this year. It was at a new resort. I actually really liked it, but we were staying on property, which is like, you have to do that at these conventions because you need to have time to go back to your room. And no matter how prepared you are, if you walk into that convention or that expo hall, it's like instantly your battery goes low. But I'm gonna show you everything I got. I didn't buy a ton of excess this year. I think this was my 5th year. It was my 5th convention in a row, I believe. And I feel like I finally have, I'm finally able to not overbuy.
Mommy.
You want more? So I did buy a couple things for my kids. They wanted to, woo. They of course wanted like fun little treats. So I bought them a couple things. I'll show you that, but other than that, not a lot of excess. So a lot of this stuff you'll see next month when I share our curriculum choices for the year. And then, you know, the following month when I share our school schedule and all that. So first things first, I stopped by the reading corner, and Karen is a friend of mine. By the way, check out my Instagram. I have like a FPEA Insta stories if you want to see some more like from the convention. And then Chelsea at Let's Play School, she posted a ton from in convention, which I think is super helpful. So if you're interested in all that, go check out those on Instagram. Let me get her set up and I'll be right back. Okay, so first things first. I stopped by Karen's booth. She runs the reading corner, and she and I have become friends over the last year or so. And her stuff, I love it because I love it for, I especially love her toddler stuff and her little bundles. So Bella and Jessie are wanting to play school with Annie all the time. So I'm like, you know what, I should really just get them because they're really patient and really good with her. So I got some resources for them to really play school with her. So I got these toddler mini books from her, as well as the toddler bear bundle. Now it's helpful at convention because she has these things printed and prepared. You can also get them online and print them yourself. The toddler Play-Doh and nursery rhymes, the little magnetic pom-pom balls that goes with all of that, as well as the early preschool summer workbook. Oh, I'm being cold. And the preschool summer workbook. So we don't take a long summer, but these are gonna be helpful for Eli to have those prepared already. She also has the kindergarten workbook. So this is post-kindergarten, post-preschool, you know, you work through the grade they just completed. So that was my the very first stop of convention. I actually went in Thursday night just to see her really quick before I went in Friday and Saturday to do my real shopping. So those were my first grabs. So I did all of my intentional shopping on Friday, and then I did some like dilly-dallying on Saturday. So Friday I went through and I grabbed things that I knew I really needed for school this year that I didn't necessarily want to pay shipping for. Some things at convention are a better discount. Some things just don't have shipping attached to them. So I went through and grabbed those things first. So my first stop was Simply Charlotte Mason. So from there, I grabbed the Using Language Well, book 2 for grades, let's see, 5 and 6 for Isabella, and the book 2 of Spelling Wisdom. I also grabbed the Monet Picture Study Portfolio. I know that the Picture Study and Composer Study are supposed to be 3 per year, 1 per term, but I do 2 a year, 1 per semester, just because that's the pace that we're at right now. So we're gonna do Monet right now. My brother came up the second day of convention. He homeschools his kids as well, and he grabbed another picture study portfolio. So we're building kind of like a family library of things that we own and different you know, artist studies, composer studies, things like that, so that we can swap around. So he got, I think he got Rembrandt. So that's probably who we're gonna do second semester of the year. And then I grabbed the Enjoy the Poems of Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. I thought this would be a great poet for next year. I was trying to stay in the 1800s because that's where we're at in history this coming year. I don't usually match up our artist and composer and poet with the area that we're, you know, with where we are in history, but this year I really wanted to because we're slowing down in our history study this year to focus on a little bit more American history. So I did want to grab, so you know, that's why I chose who I chose. So we have that, Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Now this is a year-long study. The poet you study for the full year. So that's what I grabbed from Simply Charlotte Mason. And I also, excuse me, Sonia Schaefer was not there this year. She's at another convention speaking, but I did get the opportunity to talk to John Schaefer for a little while, which is her husband. And I got really emotional talking with him, just kind of like, I don't know, sorting through our Charlotte Mason journey. And he listened really well and was so kind, gave great advice, and was excited for where our kids are at, where my kids are at. And just seeing the fruit of what we've done so far. And this year was a good Charlotte Mason year for us, and I'll share that soon. Probably in the next couple days will be my homeschool year in review video. But it was just really nice and unexpected to have the opportunity to talk with him, and I was very grateful that nobody was there at the booth, so I got the opportunity to speak with him for a little bit. Okay, so next thing, the next place I went intentionally was Rainbow Resource. So Apologia is at convention, and Horizons and, you know, Alpha Omega Publishing, they're at convention, but Rainbow Resource still has the better deals and the better prices versus those booths. So I went over to Rainbow Resource and I filled in some of the gaps, things that I wasn't able to find like on Amazon, or that Rainbow Resource had a better price on, and so I just grabbed what I could there instead of ordering online. So my kids are doing logic next year, and I have book 1 and I have book 3, but I didn't have book 2 for Jesse, so I grabbed the logic there for him. It was only $8.99 there, so I grabbed that. Again, you'll see a lot of these selections. In June, I'm gonna do a full week of our curriculum choices, and then in July, I'm gonna do my annual back to school week. So you'll see these a couple more times. I grabbed the Zoology 3 notebooking journal for Bella, and I grabbed 2 junior notebooking, oh, they're stuck together. 2 junior notebooking journals for the boys over there. And then I also, the reason that I grabbed the play foam for Annie is because I self-sabotaged and grabbed all my kids some slime, but I just thought this would be the perfect little take-home gift for them because it was only $2.99. Yeah, $2.99. So I was like, oh, perfect. Plus, let me see, right here. I was grabbing things like this. They have a lot of freebies at conventions, so I grabbed, you know, some of these little globes for them and some capes and, you know, just fun stuff like that for them. So, and then the night before, we had stayed at a Disney hotel before we checked into our Rosen Shingle Creek room, and I got the kids like a bunch of Disney crispy treats and snacks and things, so they're good to go. I also grabbed this Geography of the United States card game. I thought this would be good to extend our US geography unit that we're still not done with. I love getting games. I've gotten pretty good at sorting through the games we're actually gonna play and the games I think we should play. So that's we're actually gonna play it game. And then the next day, I guess that's pretty much the only stores I really shopped at, because the next day I went back to Rainbow Resource to buy this, and I also just let myself go wild and buy whatever I wanted there after I had gotten everything I needed to get. So I got Horizons Kindergarten book 1 for Eli, but they did not have book 2 in stock. So they ordered that. It's free shipping if you order anything from them. Traditionally, I think it's like $75 or $100 on their website, but if you are at convention, if they're out of anything there, they'll ship it for free. I got Rush Hour because I know that this is one logic game that everyone loves, and I hadn't grabbed it yet, so I got this game, and their price was $16.95, which I think is better than Amazon. I also got these rock crayons, which I like, you know, I don't know. I was like, these are super fun to keep in my purse or something for them. You know, like I said, I just did a bunch of random shopping. I grabbed this for Bella, this Betty Crocker's cookbook for boys and girls. It is a, let's see, where is it? An authentic reproduction of the original 1957 edition. So I thought that that would be fun. Jessie actually really likes to cook as well, so I shouldn't just say for Bella. So I grabbed this one for them. And, oh, I got them each a wood model TP kit. I thought they would enjoy doing that together this summer. And is that everything I got from there? Yes, I believe so. So then, when I was done shopping on my way out, what store was it that had these? It was, no. On the way out, there was a stand, and I'll link below who it was because I can't remember. I do remember it was one of the speakers at convention, Hal and Melanie Young, I think. They had a little like they had wooden guns and wooden swords and rubber band guns. So I did buy a set. I did buy this pie tin target set. This one was $42. And it came with 2 sets of rubber bands, 2 rubber band guns, and the pie tin target down there. So I grabbed them that. And then I also grabbed, that's for them to play with at my mom's house. And then I got them a couple more for our house, as well as this, oh, it's backwards, as well as this rubber band target. I thought this would be fun for them to play outside this summer. And then a bunch of extra bags of rubber bands. So those are the kinds of things that I don't go into convention expecting to find, but I see them and I think, oh, my kids are gonna love that. So I grabbed those, and again, anytime I can find like a wooden toy or a toy I think is gonna last, or a toy that I actually think we'll use, that won't be broken immediately, I really like to have those kinds of things in our house. I guess that's it. So I'm gonna leave you with a couple of thoughts, let you know the sessions I went to and what I thought about FPEA this year. So like I said, I know there were a lot of complaints about the location this year. I know that people who weren't staying on site had a real big issue with bus transportation because they had off-site parking and all sorts of stuff like that. So all of that aside, I thought that the convention felt a little more intimate this year. It wasn't as spread out as the Gaylord. I know that staying on property, it wasn't like a 2-mile walk to our room, so I really appreciated that I could run up back and forth to our room when it need be. The prices on food were so much better than where the convention has been for the last few years, and the on-site restaurants also gave you like 25 to 40% off if you were attending conventions. So we had 2 really nice meals on the 2 nights that we were there, and I paid like $20 and $25 for both of those, and that's like with appetizers and dessert and everything. My girlfriends and I just went all out, so that was really positive. The first day I went to the keynote speaker, Todd Wilson, and I'd never heard him speak. He was incredible. You can actually, I believe you don't even have to have been a convention attendee. It's only $5 to buy the MP3 of that session, and I totally recommend that if you are interested in hearing a really good speech about like lessons we can learn from our children. I was bawling. If you follow me on Instagram, then you saw that I said I was sobbing by the end of that session, and my heart was like totally filled, and I was ready to be done with convention at that point. I had heard what I needed to hear. Every year when I go, I don't know what it is that I need to hear, but at some point throughout convention, I hear what I need to hear, and it's like the best gift to move on to the next school year. So I heard a couple things from him. One of the things he said, one thing he talked about was about kids who get really distracted or clingy during a lesson, for example, with math. And he said this, he said maybe during math they're a little shaky on their standing with you, mostly because, you know, we're starting to get tense or upset. They're a little shaky on their standing with you, so they need a reminder that they're loved by you. Sometimes a little bit of our time, like a hug, feels like all of our time to them and to us. So that was really important for me to hear. He also said it doesn't take much, but it takes some, and we aren't giving them the some that is their all, meaning we're so focused on school that we're not giving the pause for 3 to 4 minutes to give them a hug or help them erase something that they want erased, or even just sit on the floor with them for a minute. To us, it seems like an eternity, but to them, it's everything to them. He talked to dads about what their daughters need from them. That was really good. He said we might be able to change them, but why would we want to? That was really good. He talked about pulling all of our kids in toward us. And then he said this, which is I think what really made me cry. He said one of God's greatest gifts for a busy mom in a busy world that does everything that does everything to rip a family apart is to be forced together for the good times and the bad times, which are actually the good times. And in your last days, these are the days you're gonna remember. And I was just like, oh, could not. I mean, everyone around me was crying. I wasn't the only one, but the way he said it, by the MP3. I went to Colleen Kessler's session on smart and anxious kids, like the Twice Exceptional. That was really informative. Obviously, that's personal to our family, so I'm not going to share everything I wrote down, but if you believe that you have a Twice Exceptional child or an anxious child, again, that's another, I would really look into Colleen Kessler and all of her stuff. And then I went to Kirk Martin's session, of course. You guys know that I love him and force him on everyone, but I really like Kirk Martin's stuff. The second day, Saturday, Jessica from the Waldock Way knows how much I like him, and she was like, you need to go talk to him. Don't come back to me until you get a picture with him. And I kept trying, kept like rotating through the convention hall, but I never saw him. So on the very last day, his very last session, I waited in line and I finally got a chance to talk to him. And it was worth it, so worth it, because I have followed along with him and his stuff, and I own all of his stuff for the last 4 years, and I listened to his podcast. I mean, he has really changed our perspective on parenting. You guys, if you're not new here, then you already know this and you're sick of it already. And I walked up to him and I said, I don't have a question, but I just need to shake your hand because it's been 4 years that I've been following along with your stuff, and if I don't meet you now, I'm gonna make it a thing and I'm never gonna meet you. I'm gonna make it too big of a deal. So it was really special to finally introduce myself to him, finally shake his hand, and just get a chance to say thank you, because he totally rocked our world as far as parenting strong-willed kids, ADHD stuff, like just so helpful. So I finally met him. Side note, those are the only, I did go to the Unhurried Homeschooler. I cannot pronounce her name well. I went to one of her sessions on nurturing sibling relationships. That was good. We were all way packed in that room, but it was a good one. The next day, my friends and I slept past the keynote speaker, so I just downloaded that on the app. So that was Connie Albers, I believe, but I heard that was really good. And then I missed Holly Giles' session on things to learn from the pioneers from the Little House book, so I downloaded that one as well. And I went to another Kirk Martin one with my brother. I wanted him to hear him as well, and that was my expo hall day. So those are the sessions I went to, but some of the really good sessions, like Sarah Mackenzie, I didn't go to because I've heard her a couple years ago, and Julie Bogart, I'm gonna see at Wild and Free, so I did get a chance to go talk to her at her booth for a little bit and talk to her about Wild and Free, but I just figured that I would probably prefer to hear her speak at Wild and Free than to hear her speak at a super large convention, and she agreed that it is much more intimate, and you just feel like more of a community at Wild and Free, so I'm looking forward to hearing her speak there. But it was neat to get a chance to meet her. I got to meet up with Waldock Way, with Precious Years, with, I'm just like stating their Instagram handles because I know that's how you guys will recognize them, with Chelsea from Let's Play School, and then with Karen from the Reading Corner, and Trish from Just So Trish. Like, it's always like a fun reunion at convention every year. Florida rocks it with some really great homeschooling moms and friends. I did get a chance to love on Lily Bell and Lucy with Chelsea, and see Liam. He was attached to her the whole time. Super cute. So that was really fun, and I guess that's it. Those are my thoughts. I asked my girlfriends on our drive home last night if you could just say one sentence that you needed to hear this year. What stuck out to you the most? Because we always go into convention thinking, oh, this is what I'm going for, or this is what I need to hear, but it kind of always catches you off guard. For example, I never would have thought, I actually usually miss the keynote session, but we had gotten there on time, so I went, and what Todd Wilson said was what I needed to hear. So one of my girlfriends said that the Kirk Martin session on lecturing, like, just, she said, if I learned anything, it was just stop lecturing my kids. And that's true. Sometimes we don't realize how much we're exhausting them with our explanations. So that was good. And then my other girlfriend, what she heard, what she got most out of the convention was to stop worrying about school and just enjoy nurturing the relationships. So, and I have to agree, both of those are really good points, really good things to hear. Sometimes these things are so just, you know, these are like the foundation level things. We know these things are true about our homeschool, but you just need the opportunity to go hear them again, or hear them worded differently, or hear them when you're not expecting them, and it just takes you back to the place of, this is why I homeschool. Everybody struggles with this, and you know, in the future, this is what will matter. And hearing that again is always super helpful. So if you have a convention near you, or you have the opportunity to make it to one, I highly recommend getting out there, getting in that community of homeschoolers. You don't know everyone, you're not gonna know everyone, but just being surrounded and seeing how many homeschoolers there are, and all these intentional people and parents, moms and dads, grandparents. It's just so precious to be in this community and to get a chance to all congregate, at least those of us who are near to one another. So I definitely recommend it. If you've been to any conventions this year, or if you were at FPEA, let me know in the comments below what you learned and what was most helpful to you. hello to those of you who I got a chance to meet. I really appreciated those of you who came up to me and said hello. It's really fun to meet you guys officially face to face. I did get a lot of text messages online like, I saw you, where are you gonna be? Who I didn't get to connect up with those people. So next year, we'll probably try to tell you, you know, where I'll be at a certain time so we can all meet up and have coffee or something. I'm sorry that I didn't get a chance to do that this year. I was kind of scatterbrained going into it. So thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you again in a couple of days with another homeschooling related video. Bye guys.